All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Donna Just Being Real, the only way to be. Okay, so tonight we're going to get into this topic. We're going to do some crime news, and then after the crime news, if I have some time, I'm going to get into celebrity news. All right, so we're gonna get into this first one. We got some really insane stories lined up tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back, relax, and this is insane. So, for people that's gonna be watching and replay, please feel free to read the description and get the timestamps. And some of these people names I can't pronounce. I forgot to put them in the description, but I will put them in the description later. But we ain't gotta worry about all of that stuff right now. Right now, okay. And my co-host tonight is the real Jack Newtown. Hugs and kisses to everybody that's in the chat. Sorry I started late, but yeah, we're gonna get into this one. All right, so the first story with this lineup for tonight we're gonna get into is the first one is personal trainer, church going wife cheating on him with homeless man. Are you flipping kidding me? I mean, really. I think I've heard it all. Okay. Then the number two story we're gonna get into is New York City evil woman lured online date to an apartment, tortured and held hostage for $100,000. Are you flipping kidding me? Okay, gentlemen, be careful out here. Then number three story we're gonna get into Satan Jr. was found by police beheading his ex-girlfriend. Are you flipping kidding me? All righty. Then we're gonna get into number four. Yeah, we got a few tonight. New York City monster charged with smearing feces on a woman's face in the subway. Hmm. And then some news clips, and then we got some time. We're gonna get into Unhinged, Kanye West, and Chris Brown update, and yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so first I'm gonna read off the article. Then when I read off the article, then I'm gonna get into showing you a clip. So the first we're gonna get into, but first let me just greet the people that's in here real quick. And all right, who we got up in here now? All right, don't need a man. Stop telling me I do. Hugs and kisses to you. There go my Nikki Justice. Yeah, yikes. I know what you mean. Purple hearts, purple hearts. Yes, happy Thursday. There go my co-host Jack, the real Newtown. All right, Lisa, my dear vibrations. Blessings to you. Hugs and kisses, hugs and kisses, hugs and kisses. All righty. Okay. All right, let me get into this article real quick. All right, so the first article I'm going to be reading, we're going to get into this personal trainer here. And this is crazy. He catches his wife in the car getting it on with a homeless man. Yes, they go to homeless man. Okay, and with this homeless man, he beat the crap out of him. Yikes. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get into this one right here. Let me get into this first one. All right. Oops. All right. Before I get ready to start.
God, dog.
Come on, Jack. Come on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, be careful. You mess with people's wives. Okay. Crime story number one. Moments. Personal trainer found church-going wife cheating on him with a homeless man in the car before dragging him out and beating him to the pulp in Brazil. I can't pronounce this guy's name. I think Igualdo, something. Okay, just call him husband. All right. Came across his wife and a homeless man together in a car. CCTV footage appears to show him dragging the man out and beating him, and his church-going wife later said that she received a message from God to help the rough sleeper. Are you kidding me? All righty. Now get your article. This came in the Daily Mail. Stop it, Jack. Let's be nice. This came out in the Daily Mail March 19th. This is a shocking moment. A personal trainer flew into a fit of rage after finding his wife cheating on him with a homeless man. CCTV shows that the husband walked up to the parked car and peeked through the windshield, only to see that his partner inside with another man. In rage, he slammed his fist on the glass before opening the car door and climbing inside to give a man a beating. Yeah, he gave him a big beating. What y'all think, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. The wife, a churchgoer, later told the friends that she had received a message from God to help the rough sleeper. The incident took place in the neighborhood of Jordan somewhere in Brazil, the federal district, in the early hours of March 10th. According to the news outlet, the husband and the wife and the mother-in-law had left home to help the man who was living rough. Two, the two later split, but the husband was later unable to contact his wife, who was not answering her phone. The personal trainer later found the car that his wife had left home in by a primary school, and after approaching the vehicle, he came across jaw dropping scene. Footage captured by the CCTV shows that um how the husband delivering delivering a beating to the homeless man, who is then seen getting out of the vehicle. The husband follows him before bringing him back to the car and giving him another beating. God, dog, jeez, okay. His part, his partner is then seen lying on the ground. I don't have the picture. Okay, we'll see the video. Lying on the ground outside of the car, distraught at the unfolding situation. The husband reportedly told the police that at first he thought that thought it was a rape he was witnessing through the windshield. However, his wife, whose name was not given, told the officers that the relations she was having with the man at the time were in fact consensual. Well, at least she was honest, thank God. She told the cops that she enjoyed helping vulnerable people through the church she attends. So we go around helping people by sleeping with homeless. I mean, come on, Jack, this is insane. I mean, I really should be laughing, but this is really insane. But I guess I don't know. If there's a scripture like that, please y'all let me
I
know.
mean, what?
Okay.
I mean, is she's giving holy blessings?
I don't know. This is insane. All right, I resume reading. And she allegedly later told a friend that she had received a message from God to help the homeless man that she was caught with. I get messages. The homeless man was taken to the hospital with bruises and two black eyes. He is said to be recovering well from the injuries he sustained. Mm. The civil police, the Brazil investigative police force of the federal district continued the investigating the case. Mm. Isn't that insane? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the clip. All right, we're gonna get into the clip. Where are you? All right, give me a second. So I'm gonna share this. Y'all gotta see this. Okay. Okay, let me pause this here. All right, just give me a second here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now we're
I mean,
gonna.
she's such a wonderful saint
Mm-hmm. Oh,
by offering her cookies to this poor, 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 pitiful sinner.
I want to know. He knew she was married. Okay, let's get into this clip here. Oh, this is insane. This poor man. Oh. Oh, darn it. I thought I had passed all of that. All right, y'all just have to wait a second. Y'all see how he's beating the crap out of him? Look at that. Look inside the car. You see it, Jack? You see it?
Yeah. Oh well.
Look, the homeless man walking away. He came back, got him. See? He coming back. He getting him again. Round two. He getting the other eye. Gosh, look at him. Ooh. Woo! I felt that. Now there go the wife. Look at her. She don't understand what's happening. Look at her. Look at her. She on her knees. Oh my God. I was just
She
doing
know
for
what she was
God.
doing.
I was helping God. I was doing what God wanted me to do. But you're married, miss. You're married. Oh
God
gosh.
didn't tell you go up to sleep with that man. The
Looking for
devil told you
inspiration?
that.
Find out what's trending now, going viral.
Okay.
Selfie worthy.
Upset?
Oh, come on. All right. Well, we done with that clip there.
Oh
Now
my
we
God. Wow.
Okay.
I can see if it was a rich guy that she was dealing with, but or some tall, muscle-bound black guy, but a homeless guy
But
of
that was
all
her.
people.
But Jackie was her calling. That's what God said. That she told her sister. I know her
Oh
twin
no,
sister's
no.
like she's.
Yeah. The devil told her. I mean, Lucifer disguised himself as God and say, "Go, thou sleepest, thou homeless man."
Look at her hold the Bible, telling him let's pray together. Look at this.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, pray together, and then we get into bed together.
Mm. Uh, All right, we're gonna move on to
I
crime
wanted
story.
those wearing protection.
Oh, that's what I wanted. Mm. All right,
Or the
ladies and
regular
gentlemen,
magnums.
we're gonna move on to crime story number 2.
I'm sorry. It is crazy.
Jack,
Woo, boy, I tell you.
let's kind of be nice a little bit, okay? All
I'm
right,
sorry, Donna. Give me a
all
second.
right, all right. Get you got your article ready? I'm getting ready to
Yeah,
get
yeah. Give me a
all right,
second.
all right. I'm going to introduce number 2. All right,
People,
number 2 story
I'm
we're going to be
following.
getting into is New York City evil woman lures online date to apartment, torture, and held hostage for $100,000. Are you flipping kidding me?
Okay, we got the ratchet thought right here.
Okay, you read.
Right here. What's her name? Is a 22-year-old New York woman faces attempted murder charges over claims she duped a Tinder date into coming over to a property where he was tortured while his family was ordered to pay $100,000 ransom. According to the New York Post, Valerie Rosario, looking like Cardi B's younger sister, but 22, is alleged to have deliberately lured the unsuspecting 24-year-old man over to her apartment for the sadistic plot to be carried out with a group of others. That includes putting the victim in the bath where he was sprayed with flammable liquids before being set alight and tortured with knife blades.
She's evil, Jack.
Rosario, who lives on Manhattan's Lower East Side, LES, with her mom and brother, allegedly set the honey trap. Hold on. Rosario, who lives on Manhattan's Lower East Side with her mother and brother, allegedly set up the honey trap scheme. Now, is her mom and brother on this, or they just said she just was just living with them?
I don't know, Jack. I'm following you, Jack.
Okay.
Thank
Set
you.
up the honey trap scheme on Instagram and convinced the complete stranger to come to an address in Marble Hill in the Bronx at 1 a.m. on February 7th. She allegedly picked out the victim after noticing he would often flash money. You guys need to quit doing that. On his personal Instagram account, dummy, and suggested they hook up. But it quickly turned into the date from hell as the man was tied up and gagged. Gag. Jason Lee gag. While his kidnappers forced him to call his brother to pony up $100,000 in ransom money to secure his release. Manhattan prosecutors allege. Scroll down with this Cardi B wannabe. Ain't that something Cardi B did one time?
Sound familiar?
Allegedly. That sounds familiar, don't it?
Everything's allegedly. Hey, Ryan!
Incredible police were able to track him down about 24 hours later, tied up in the back of a van and barely breathing, according to New York Post. No further updates on his condition have been shared. Prosecutors has described Rosario as a con woman from the LES Lower East Side and has given details of the heroin incident, which all took place earlier this month. The man arrived at the address on Marble Hill Avenue in the Bronx. What? You asking for trouble going to the Bronx. The torture began soon afterwards with one of the group of 3 men first pistol whipping him according to court documents seen by the Post. Rosario, together with the man then alleged to have stripped the man, placed him in the bathtub, poured flammable substance on him, and burned him with a flame all
This
over.
woman is evil. She's going to hell. This is Satan's daughter right here. Everybody look at Satan's daughter in the dress. That's her. That's Satan's daughter. Resume. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. All of his body, well, the charging documents state. The victim was also tortured with a knife and struck on his legs, back, and body, the court document details. After multiple hours of torture, the kidnappers moved the man to a different location in order for him to make a FaceTime call to his brother later that afternoon. His sibling was able to see him being cut by a knife, while a demand for ransom money was made by other group members. Assistant District Attorney Andrew Kloger claimed in the Manhattan criminal court, actually. Give us $100,000 or we will kill him, the kidnapper told the man's horrified brother. One of the alleged accomplices, Javier Vargas, was finally tracked down to a Queens address where he was found to be sitting outside the van. Court papers seen by the Post details how a knife was also found inside the van. So two was the victim, who was completely unconscious and barely breathing. He had been wrapped in a blanket with tape covering his mouth. The complaint states the man was taken to the hospital where he was treated for multiple burns and stab wounds on his face, body, back, and legs, according to the complaint. In Manhattan criminal court, Kluger asked that Rosario be held without bail and straight to hell. Judge Summer Snyder agreed that given the serious nature of the crime, that Rosario should remain in custody. Her defense attorney pleaded that she be released, noting that she lived with her mother and brother while working full-time at a dentist's office. Are you kidding me? So she can cut through your teeth and tongue and your mouth open. Okay. Miss Rosario denies all the allegations that have been leveled against her. Defense attorney Raymond Lovin said on Monday. Alongside Rosario, Vargas and one of the other alleged kidnappers were also charged with remaining in custody, with a grand jury hearing scheduled for Tuesday. Hope they go to Rikers Island. They won't live long. New York City has seen crime spike in recent years, with new mayor Eric Adams, an ex-cop, vowing to crack down on soaring violence. Felony assaults have rocketed by almost a fifth in a year, while shootings up by 10%, rapes up by a third, robberies up by 43.5%, and crime overall spiking at 45.3%.
Okay, we caught up. Real quick, hugs and kisses and blessings, and thank you everybody for being in the chat. I'm sorry not reading the comments, but I'll get back to you. Ryan, you in my prayers. Oh, Diva's in there. Rainy Woman, hugs and kisses, and BG, and everybody else too. I'll get to y'all greeting. This is insane, right? This woman is purely evil. This is crazy, Jack. This is totally crazy. Look at her. This is Satan's daughter. Okay, Jack, you have anything else to say before we move on to number 3?
I mean, is she's Cardi B's half sister?
Look at those eyes; they're crazy.
I mean, yeah, looks like Cardi B's half sister.
And let's go back real quick for the story number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if y'all came into later, but he said that he thought that she was being attacked, she was being raped. I don't think he knew that was, consensual. So that's why he went flipping crazy, but come to find out it was consensual. Oh my gosh, it's just insane. That was story number 1. If you missed it, you got to go back. Okay. Yes. Now, but what she did was completely wrong because you're cheating on your husband. But now we're on this monster here. All right. Anything else you have to say, Jack?
And then got the homeless man beat up. She probably told him that she was single.
Ooh.
You know how some of them are, they married and talking about, oh, I'm single. And then next thing you know, this guy got a pistol to your neck. And you like, what's going on, homie? Oh, that's my wife. Well, she didn't tell me. You guys better watch that. I'm serious. You better make sure she's single, not taken or married.
Well said. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into the next crime story. And this one here, shout out to Keystone Tech. I believe he's in the chat. I was flipping through real quick. I believe he's in the chat. Okay, so I'm hanging out on his live stream, just chilling, right? And he's also started talking about somebody. Let me get this right here. Oh God, excuse me. Okay, You know what? We're going to do this the proper way, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have no music on. This is not good. But we're going to do today without no music. Okay. We're going to get to the next story. Okay, we're going to get into this story. Satan Jr. was found by police beheading his ex-girlfriend. What the heck? Now, like I said, I was hanging out in Keystone's live stream, right? Just chilling. All of a sudden, he got into about some guy cutting off a woman's head, and I was like, "What?" He was like, "I know you, Donna. I'll send it to you." So thank you for sending me the link. So I'm going to report this. Shout out to you and thank you, thank you, thank you. This is insane. So I'm going to read this story. Wow. Okay, let me go and find it. I should have it here. Okay. We're going to get into this story. I'm sorry. I have to have music. I lied to y'all. No. I don't work without music. All right. Now we're going to get into this story. Okay. Police identify man, and I'm going to show you a clip on this one, too. We got a clip for this one. All right, police identify a man found beheading ex-girlfriend in Delaware County. Police say that the fight between the two turned deadly when the officer arrived. The suspect was seen dismembering the woman's body. Look at him, Satan Jr., Lord have mercy. Clinton Hills, Pennsylvania, a man has been arrested in connection to a gruesome... Oh, this article came out February the 11th, and this was in 2022, so earlier this year. All right. Let me start off again. A man has been arrested in connection to a gruesome murder of his ex-girlfriend in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Police were called to the Willows apartment on the 400 block of Springfield Road in Clifton Heights around 4:15 a.m. Friday. Police said that the fight between the two turned deadly. Arriving officers found Nicholas, that's his name, something last name, whatever. We're just going to call him Satan Jr. Satan Jr., 32, is in the process of beheading the woman, according to the police. God, dog. It's shocking to me and it's shocking to everyone else that this had to happen in our hometown. Remarks by Bill McCall of Clifton Heights, who lives nearby. Okay, I resume. Satan Jr. was taken into custody. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. I've been an officer for 32 years. This is absolutely horrible. This is what the Clifton Heights police chief said. All right, I don't even know what words I could describe to you on how actually incredibly insane this is, especially in my town, police chief said, and the other officers are now haunted by what they saw inside the apartment. Now, think about it. You being an officer, this must have been chilling for them. All right, he saw a male. The police chief said that he was dismembering the body of the female. Police said that this Satan Jr. had a number of weapons with him. One was described as a machete. Hope I'm saying it right, machete. And the officer said that Satan Jr. was using the machete to cut the victim's leg. Police saw that the woman was decapitated body was rolled up plastic nearby. I believe the intent was obviously to hide the crime, the police chief said, with the plastic and attempt to dismember the body. Police credit the neighbors who called the report that the fight that they said that called prevented Satan Jr. from getting away with the crime. Domestic violence is a major crime everywhere, said the police chief. Sometimes a neighbor intruding allows us to solve a crime, stop a crime, or prevent a crime from happening. Satan Jr. was arraigned and charged with first-degree murder, third-degree murder, and abuse of a corpse. He is being held in prison. So imagine being an officer, they coming in here. I know these cops got some stories to tell. So we're going to get into this clip. I'm going to show you this one. So ladies and gentlemen, let me share.
Oh, Donna, what's the motive of this guy beheading his ex-girlfriend?
I don't even see this no more. They was just having an argument. But it seemed like to me if he had all these weapons, he must have planned to do it. So
yeah, boy, that's Esau. That's fine.
I'm going to show the clip and maybe it'll give us some more. So hold a second here. Okay. Maybe this will tell us a little bit more.
identified the man behind an absolutely horrifying crime in Clifton Heights this morning. 32-year-old Peter Scuria is facing murder and other charges after police say he killed his ex-girlfriend, then dismembered her body as police were arriving. Action News reporter Taronda Thomas live near the scene of that gruesome crime with more on what we're learning this afternoon, Taronda.
Well, Brian, we have to warn you, the details of this case are very disturbing. Now, this is the window where an officer saw the unthinkable. Police have never been called to this apartment address before, and when they were called this morning, it was a more gruesome scene than even a seasoned police chief could have imagined.
This is absolutely horrible.
Unlike anything Chief Timothy Rockenbach has ever seen or even heard of in his 3 decades of policing.
How actually incredibly insane this is.
Haunted by what one of his officers saw inside this apartment.
He saw a male, and he was dismembering the body of a female,
Prompting the officer to make a frantic call for backup. The officer and his partner went to the apartment in the 400 block of South Springfield Road just before 5 a.m. after a neighbor called 911. They say they heard a fight and then silence. After a knock at the front door went unanswered, an officer walked around to a bedroom window. Police say 32-year-old Nicholas Scuria was inside, dismembering the body of his ex-girlfriend who lived in the apartment with him.
the weapons that he used. One was described as a machete.
Officers say Scuria was using it to cut the victim's leg. Police saw the woman's decapitated body with rolled up plastic nearby.
I believe his intent was obviously to hide the crime.
And that's exactly what police say Scuria admitted to doing, but not getting away with, thanks to the neighbor who made the call.
Oh my goodness. That's really bad. And I'm really sad about that.
Police say Scuria admitted to knocking the victim unconscious by repeatedly hitting her in the head. The officers who broke down the door after seeing the unthinkable now getting help themselves.
Got some crisis intervention with him and his partner.
Well, in addition to charges of first-degree murder and third-degree murder, Scuria also faces charges of abuse of a corpse. Now, he was arraigned this morning. He is in prison. The name of the victim is not being released yet because her family has not been notified. In Clifton Heights, Taronda Thomas, Channel 6 Act.
So did the police catch him in the act of doing it, or he already did it?
Sorry, I was talking to I had the mute on because I forgot to put it on mute when the video was on. No, they was catching him in the act. That's why they said that,
Why they didn't shoot him? God, no, they should have shot the man.
Well, you know what, Jack, you got a point. And Ryan, I'm reading your comments. I'm gonna talk to you. I wish we could email each other, but listen to what Jack said about that one. Okay, go on. But this is yeah, really insane. All right, we're gonna move on to the next story. All right, Jack, you ready for the next one? All right, we're gonna do a little NYC up here. We've been doing a lot of NYC. We got another NYC, and shout out to Keystone. Thank you for sending that to me. All righty. What's next? We're gonna get into this Fruit Loop right here. There's something seriously wrong with him. Okay. So I'm going to read this article real quick, and then I'm going to show a clip after this monster. Okay. Okay, we're going to get into this one. NYC monster charged with smearing feces on a woman's face on the subway. Yep. All right, I'm going to read this article real quick, and then afterwards I'm going to show a clip about this monster right here, okay? New York City charged with smearing feces on a woman's face. Held in bail for new crimes. What am I going to do next is going to shock the city. To my NYC. A disturbed career criminal released without bail after arrest for smearing his feces on a stranger's face and spitting on an Orthodox man in Brooklyn has been busted again. This time warning cops if they release him, he would top his prior disgusting offenses, prosecutors said Tuesday. This came out March 22nd, so this is recent, in the Daily News. All right, let me go back here. Don't let me out again. Frank something, I don't know, I can't pronounce the last name. We're just gonna stick to Monster. Warned a cop after his arrest for going berserk on workers at a Washington Heights self-storage facility on Saturday. According to the court documents, what am I going to do next is going to shock the city, this Monster said. So he got his wish. A judge ordered the 37-year-old homeless man to be held for $5,000 bail for smashing a window at the Treasure Island self-storage on West 145th Street and screaming threats at workers there. Employees said that this monster had come into the business carrying a dumbbell at 6:30 p.m. and began screaming at them, demanding a refund on his unit and apparently rented there. He smashed a glass window and ran off. A short time later, he returned as the workers were cleaning up the glass. I want a refund, he screamed. According to the prosecutors, I'm leaving Monday. That's why I broke the glass. This monster returned the next day and again demanded his money back. If I don't get my refund by Monday, I'm going to come back here and catch a felony. He said, according to the court's papers. The business manager called police who charged this monster with criminal mischief and harassment. When he was in custody, he told the cops inside the 32nd precinct station house about his plans to shock the city if let out again, the court papers revealed. During the arraignment on Monday, Manhattan Assistant District Attorney James Williams noted that this monster had been arrested twice in Manhattan before on January 7th and February 5th, both on misdemeanors assault charges that weren't bail eligible. State laws allow the bails to be requested on Class A misdemeanors, like the criminal mischief charges this monster was facing. After the defendant has been released without bail on a similar crime, and so prosecutors asked that the bail for the Friday's arrest be set at $5,000. That's it? Really? Okay, Manhattan Criminal Court Judge Michael Gaffrey agreed and also ordered a psychiatric exam. You should have done this a long time ago.
Just send him to Rikers and see how tough he is.
Maybe have some time. I'm gonna show something's going on in Rikers. Yeah, remind me, Jack, you got time. Okay, this monster is being held on Rikers Island. Oh, well, he is.
Oh yeah, get the Vaseline out.
This is crazy. I just said okay. On February 28th, this monster was arrested for smearing his feces on a woman at a Bronx train station a week early. Hang in there, later. I'm about to show you that clip. Just hang in there. He was hitting on the woman. Listen to this. He was hitting on the woman. The Wakefield 241st Street St. Number 2 train station on February 21st, begging for her to pay attention to him. Sir, look how you look. Your teeth is extremely yellow. It looks like butter. Ugh. Okay.
Parquet.
To him. Hey ma, why don't you talk to me? He said, according to the prosecutors. When she ignored him, he ducked into a idling subway car, paused at the station, and pooped in a bag. He came back to where she was sitting and smeared his poop blood on her face, head, nose, mouth, and eyes. Are you flipping kidding me? Okay. You like this, B? That's what the monster said. He asked her, according to the prosecutors. He also accused of a hate crime on an Orthodox man on September 9th in Crown Heights. The Jewish man was leaving the local deli on Utica Avenue near the Prospect Place with a cup of coffee when this monster appeared out of nowhere and spit in his face. The Jewish man asked him, "What the F are what the F is wrong with you?" This monster responded saying, "Effing Jews," then squared off and took a swing at him. The Jew dropped his coffee and ran. I saw the evil in his eyes. I believe he did see the evil in his eyes. I love people, but I saw the evil in his eyes, and it was bad. No bail was set for the hate crime or the poop smearing because the charges don't qualify for bail under the state bail reform law. This is crazy. During his arraignment for the fecal assault, this monster cursed at the judge, called her a bee, and left the courthouse with a wide smile. That's the smile that you see beneath the NBA baseball cap. That's insane, Jack. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta show this clip of this monster. Oh, where is it? Oh yeah, I got it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just hold a second while I go get ready to pull up the clip. Okay, I'm getting ready to show the clip.
Now to the increasing outcry over the release of the man accused in the subway feces attack. In addition to that disturbing crime, he faces a slew of other charges.
And tonight, there are alarming social media posts from the suspect talking about getting out on the street without bail. Morgan McKay covering this for us tonight. She is live on the Upper East Side with reaction. Morgan.
Stephen Laurie, we got a chilling look today at Frank Obroqua's Facebook page and found posts of him linking demons to sleep paralysis and making other strange claims. And just today, he posted a video about the fecal incident. Here is a snapshot.
The species that set the scenario, Rob, should keep every female in their right mind away from me.
In a rambling Facebook video, 37-year-old Frank Obroqua bragged about being released from jail without bail after surveillance footage showed him allegedly smearing human feces on a woman in the subway.
Everybody know Frank does him. I shoot anything that I get my hands on. You get what I'm saying?
He also posted a picture saying, quote, "Never been up north, never will." The NYPD says Obroqua has an extensive criminal history and has been arrested nearly 24 times, including 2 arrests this year on assault charges and an arrest last fall where he is accused of spitting on a Jewish man, which is a hate crime. Head of the MTA, Jano Lieber, says he is just as horrified by the attack and wants to ban repeat offenders from the subway. The state already has a law that can ban people from public transit for up to 3
You don't
years
see
if they're
this?
convicted of unlawful sexual conduct,
He could have the virus.
assaulting an MTA worker. But
This
this
law
law
Yes,
has only
Jack,
been
yes.
used twice.
It makes no sense to me that a guy who has a bunch of priors for attacking people, including a hate crime, and who does that horrific attack, really victimizing somebody, can be let out of jail, let out by the court and just walk right back to that subway station.
Mayor Eric Adams also condemned the attack and once again blamed the state's bail reform laws for allowing Obroqua back on the streets. MK Kashian, a civil rights attorney, however, disagrees and says this case is not a failure of the bail reform law, but rather a failure on the part of the judge to set bail, pointing to the number of open cases against him.
This person had open misdemeanor cases from the beginning of this year, and because of that, those subsequent cases were eligible to have bail set very clearly under the law.
Now, the Bronx District Attorney's Office says they asked the judge to set bail, but the judge refused, while the Office of Court Administration says their hands are tied under this bail reform law. Bottom line, Stephen Laurie, prosecutors
So it was the bail reform law that contributed to this.
bail reform law.
Live from the Upper East Side.
Yes,
Morgan
Jack.
McKay, Fox 5 News. Stephen Laurie, back to you.
All right, Morgan, thank you.
I mean, one breath she said One breath, she said, well, it has nothing to do with the bail reform law. It has to do with the judge. And the judge says, well, my hands tied because of the bail reform law. So it is the bail reform law. Yeah, I ain't gonna say what I really want to say. Trust me.
I understand.
Oh boy. To let y'all know, he's not one of us. Just to let y'all know, he's not one of us. So.
Okay. From here now, I'm gonna just be showing some clips. What do I have? I have 2 more crime news clips I'm gonna show. I'm not reading no articles, just 2 crime news, and then after that I will get into this celebrity news. Okay? But that man is disgusting, Jack. That woman is gonna be traumatized for the rest of her life. The rest of her life. Disgusting. And it all because she rejected him. He rejected him. Okay. We're going to go on to the next one. Listen to music while I set it up. Okay, we're gonna get into this clip here. This is mother and daughter domestic violence, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'll let this play for itself.
Horrifying scene in the Bronx. A mother and her 6-year-old child stabbed to death inside their own bedroom. Police found the 26-year-old mother and her daughter in an apartment on Monticello Avenue in the Edenwald section. Police today closing in on a suspect on Bavona Street, just a mile from the murder scene. But police say the suspect took his own life. And News 4's Jessica Cunnington is live in the Bronx as the community now mourns the mother and daughter. Jessica?
Gilma, it is just really hard to process something like this. A young mother and her child are dead. We are just learning from police sources that they were both stabbed essentially all over their body. That 6-year-old little girl even stabbed in the face. We are now also learning the name of the suspect who was that young mother's boyfriend. His name is Caleb Dewberry. But I did speak with the 26-year-old victim's mother who's down in Florida. I spoke with her by phone. She just wants she doesn't want this horrific crime and these murders to take away from how beautiful these people were.
I have to bury my daughter and my granddaughter, and I just gotta wrap my head around it right now.
A mother and grandmother missing a chunk of her heart tonight, gutted out after police found 26-year-old Gabrielle Muniz and 6-year-old Rosara Estevez dead and stabbed multiple times inside their first-floor apartment here on Monticello Avenue in the Bronx.
My daughter was an amazing daughter, mother, sister, friend. She's that girl that everyone wanted to be like.
Last night, just before midnight, police were called here after sources say someone on the 3rd floor heard banging and was concerned. They say Gabrielle's boyfriend, the suspect, was seen leaving the apartment around 4 p.m. yesterday. They'd only been dating less than a year, but he gave Gabrielle's mother a bad gut feeling.
I knew from the beginning who it was, and I I just knew he possessive, just possessive.
Today, just after noon, police say her boyfriend was barricading himself here inside the Boston Secor houses on Bavona Street, about a mile away, and was then found dead of self-inflicted stab wounds. The man they believe murdered Gabrielle and Rosara. She was a full-time working mom and a pharmacy student focused on her goals, wanting to give little Rosara a good life. But for both of them, life was not long enough.
Mother, a young mother and a daughter. This is a lot to take in. Make sure that we say, like, you know, I love you to our loved ones, because you never know when's the last chance you might see them.
And people in this neighborhood started their day, many of them walking to and from church, unfortunately passing this crime scene. And when they found out what happened, honestly feeling sick to their stomach. But tonight, as the sun goes down, people are still dealing with this crime scene. As you can see, Monticello is still blocked off, police still in there, detectives in there as well. But also, we do know tonight that the suspect, police tell us, Caleb Dewberry, is now dead. In Edenwald tonight, I'm Jessica Cunnington, News 4, New York.
Monster. You have anything to say, Jack, before I move on to the next news clip?
I wish
If you're struggling to lose weight and secretly want to escape from the prison of fat, then you have to see this now. Dr. Lab.
Okay.
What was
that? You know, commercial. All right, go on.
Well, I was just saying that I wish they bring back the firing squad.
That was insane. Okay, we're going to go on to the next one. Another thing that's happening in NYC, New York City. Yep. Let me set up this clip. Okay, share. Okay. If y'all hear noises. Okay. Wait a minute. Now, this clip I'm showing you here is what's going on in New York City housing, whatever, and stuff. And, well, I'll just let it play for itself.
Talk a lot about homelessness here in New York City. It was made more problematic by the pandemic, of course, and the recession that followed. But tonight, a new subset to the homeless problem in New York. In some public housing projects, some homeless people have kind of taken over, sleeping in buildings, causing chaos for residents. Here's 7 on Your Side investigative reporter Dan Krauth.
Watch inside this NYCHA building as neighbors say a man helps himself to a food delivery and has a feast.
I have to give it to him. He cleaned up behind himself. You can back up. You can back all the way up.
And in another case, 2 people arguing with a cleaning woman. They appear to be angry. She woke them up with her mopping. They were sleeping in the stairwell.
This is reality. This is not fake.
This isn't just anywhere. It's a few steps outside of Keisha Romperson's front door.
Welcome to my world. It smelled like pure cigarette in there.
She says homeless people and even sometimes drug users have been calling the stairwell of her building home since the pandemic started.
I'm living in fear because I don't know on a day-to-day who's going to come out the staircase when I'm coming out or who's going to jump out the staircase when I'm going in.
She lives with hundreds of other tenants in the Bronx at St. Mary's Park houses. What do you call it?
St. Raggedy Park houses. St. Raggedy, yes.
She has lived here for 17 years and doesn't want to leave.
But come on now. We need help. We really need help.
The problem has gotten so bad, some people have installed one of these, a motion detection camera, so people know what they're getting into before opening their front doors.
We all need help. But this right here, one person can't do it, but I'm trying.
She says she has called NYCHA management repeatedly, who she says tells her to call police.
I call the police, they don't come, or they make them leave, but as soon as they drive off, they're coming back.
We've reported on issues surrounding the homeless during the pandemic. Calls to 311 are up. There have been complaints of homeless people living on the streets, encampments popping up on sidewalks,
and the issues surrounding homeless hotels. So you're right up here? But as Keisha gives us a tour of where she lives, she says this is too close to home and a problem that can be fixed.
See the doors?
The two entrances to her building are always open.
Straight in.
After reaching out to the city, they told us they took action, sending a statement saying their front door was repaired to prevent trespassers, and the NYPD housing unit and NYCHA staff continue to work in close collaboration to address this issue. But residents like Keisha worry a door repair isn't all that's needed to fix the problem in the long run.
So, it's just getting bad in New York. They're taking over the project, the housing. Interesting. Okay, we're going to get into the next clip. Now we're going to get into some, what we're going to discuss now. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to get into some celebrity news. Yes, we're going to talk about Kanye West and Kim. Yes, we got to talk about them. Alrighty. You there, Jack? You there with me? Jack, are you there? I guess you got your... Okay. Now we're going to get into them. We're going to talk about these people. We're not going to go too deep into it, but I got just a few things to say. Now, first we dealt with the Dr. Dre and his nasty, messy divorce with Nicole Young. What a mess. What a mess. Now we got West over here, the West family, breaking up. Lovers triangle. Yes. West and Kim breaking up. She wants a divorce. West doesn't seem to be able to handle it. I thought he could, but I guess he can't. Now she's running around here with this guy named Pete. I never heard about Pete until this whole big saga going on with this lovers triangle thing that's going on. But there's a lot of red flags with this West guy. Okay. Now, this is when I never really was a big fan of him. I'm not saying nothing wrong, but just not my cup of tea. Everybody has a cup of tea. But at this time, when he did this stunt, I really was like, this is not cool. Okay, he did this as younger at the time. I think she's about 20, 21 and stuff. He jumps up there acting like that. She doesn't have anything to do with, who wins the awards or whatever, right? And first of all, the person you're jumping up there for is a married woman. And that's her husband's place to do that. If he's not jumping up there, why are you jumping up there? You're not her brother, because he's nothing to her. Okay? So, I wasn't too comfortable with that, right? So, now Wes and, Kim with this divorce, and she's over here with another man. She done moved on. And I thought he actually moved on too, because, he was running around with some other woman. Whatever her name is, I don't know. I don't follow too much in it. But, basically, Wes, you need to just get over it. It's over, the relationship. Then as time went by, things was happening. Another thing was a red flag. Why would you buy a house right across the street? Now, some people say, well, he just want to be close to the kids. Okay. But he has a lot of money. It's a different story. Why are you moving across the street? That's slight stalkerish in my book. It's slightly. Could be wrong or whatever. But obviously, I thought maybe she might have been cool with it because there was nothing said about that. But now as time going by, things is happening, lets me know that I don't think Kim was comfortable about him moving across the street. Okay? So, you have to give people their space. I know you want to be around your child. Then he pops up at the birthday party. Okay. Yes, that's both of their children. And the child's having a birthday party. But, sir, you have to realize you two are not together no more. So you don't do things as one. You're doing things as separate. It's called co-parenting. So this is her time with your child, with your two child, the way she wants to celebrate the birthday with the child. And then you have your time with your child to celebrate the way you want. Now, if she's denying you from being with your child and celebrate the birthday, well, then that's a trifling B. Take her to court. Okay? But what I'm reading, there's three sides to every story. We all just talking about allegedly, it's all speculating. We're not there or whatever. But, it was, if I'm correct, he was supposed to have his time with the daughter for the party. But I guess he figured like, oh, I'm supposed to be at this party. No, you're not supposed to be at this party, sir. Y'all two is no longer together. You're not a married couple. You're not doing married things together. You're not doing things as a couple. Okay? It is what it is. I mean, this is what happens. And sometimes a lot of these people, listen, not people, children, they kind of like when sometimes they get divorced, they get 2 birthday parties, they get 2 Christmases, 2 Easters, they get 2 of everything. You know. Okay, so let's speed on. So now she's with this Pete Davis. I don't know too much about what this Pete dude or whatever and stuff, and they together. But it's kind of a little bit weird with this Pete dude. He got a tattoo, if I'm correct. Correct me. Let me know in the comment section if I'm wrong about this tattoo. But he seems to got some sort of tattoo. Dude, you just got with her. Why do you have a tattoo on your chest? Okay. Then he turns around. What did Pete do? I guess Kayne was contacting her, and he was like, they was arguing. It's like, where you at? I'm in your wife's bed. Okay, Pete, we don't have to go there like that. That's a little bit dirty. That's below the belt. Now you're being disrespectful. There was no need for all of that. Okay. And I always feel when you're dealing with stuff like this, you just don't even speak to the other person. You don't get into people's marriages. You don't get into their problems. They separated. You don't say anything. Now I can understand if he was doing something that was trying to hurt Kim at that moment and he needed to defend her as her protector or whatever. That's a different story. But when he did that, that was kind of like a little bit of a sleazeball move. That's just in my book, and that's what I think. Right? But people just have to realize they're not together no more. Wes needs to move on. But I think Kim needs to realize I think she got some stuff going on over here. Because this Pete dude got a tattoo. Now, dudes do not put tattoos on their body thinking that y'all two gonna be together for 6 months and gonna move on. I think he's putting that on her. I think it's gonna be permanent. So that's why I call this the lover's triangle. And another thing I have to say is my feelings, and I hope I'm proven wrong, I don't think this is going to end well. Everybody wants to have their little shits and giggles. Excuse me, I'm cursing. I shouldn't be doing cursing. Nobody cursing in Donna's place. Everybody want to have their little giggles, and they say, oh, Kayne, he's a genius, and, he just acted like this because he's a genius. No. There's no excuse for your actions, sir. You have to respect it. And you're not supposed to be doing this. And this is not healthy for the kids to be saying. It's not healthy for you to be going on social media discussing the things that's happening in your marriage. That's not cool at all. All right? But I'm really scared this is not going to end well. And hopefully they could just both move on. Everything just be peace. But it just seemed like he just get more and more unhinged. It's just, I can see it every day. It's just always something. And then he goes straight to social media. Let me tell you, I can't get in the party. I'm trying to find out. I'm calling up everybody. I want to be at my daughter's, my child's party. I don't want to hear that. Y'all two not together no more. You want a party for your daughter? You can go and have one. Now, if she's stopping you from doing that, she's wrong. And you know what? Take it to the courts. Okay, so I'm going to also show a clip. And we're going to get into Wes' prayer. His prayer for his kids. So I want y'all in the comment section to share with me, what do you think of this prayer? What do you think of him? And also put in here, I'm going to put up a little poll while we watch the video. I'm going to put a poll because I really want to know, do y'all feel that Kanye is unhinged? Or do you feel like, well, he just loves his kids and he's a genius and he just can't help it. He's just so smart and all this. No excuse for insanity. That's just my opinion, just how I feel. So, okay, we're going to watch a clip here, and I'm going to put here, whoever's, coming here and stuff, I will get to you. No disrespect, but I just want to get through this. So this is Unhinged, West. All right, West, we're going to hear your prayer. And I want my viewers to tell me what they think of it. Yes, West, we are on you now. And then next, I'm going to get into that Tyrese. But I think I'll ease off a little because Tyrese's mother just passed away on Valentine's Day. So we'll back off on that one. But Wes, we on you now. All right, let me share this. Yeah, West. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into West's prayer for his children. And I think this was the prayer that he did. I could be wrong. Y'all can correct me in the comment section. Feel free. I don't mind being corrected. But I think this was the prayer he did after or just before or something, because he wanted to have his kids to go to the church. And I guess she gave him some sort of excuse. And if it's not legit, if he wanted his kids to go to church, well, you know what, Wes, hell on her. Okay. But I think maybe after when he spoke to that Pete dude or whatever. I don't know. This y'all just listen. All right, listen.
Called different people I knew, and the best advice I got right now was from Tory Lanez, and he just said to pray and ask for God to speak through me. I got 4 children, and there's so many people who don't have a voice and have the opportunity to be able to speak up, and just, God, if it is in your will, touch the people that are currently watching my children, whatever sleepovers at, wherever they are at, the various nannies that watch all the children, and touch them and say, please bring my children to Sunday service this morning at 10 a.m. God, this is out of my hands. It's up to you. This whole conversation of custody, this whole narrative, gaslighting, all of this. It's like right now, this is up to you. I thank you for putting me in a position to be able to make Sunday service and put this online and have my family, be there. My children be there to hear about God, to sing about God, to sing about Jesus Christ, for us to be able to have the first right, the freedom of speech in America, to still talk about God out loud. This morning, God, please, there's no reason why these young children, upon their father's request, shouldn't be allowed to come to Sunday service. At this point, it's going too far. God, please. The boyfriend texts me, antagonizing me, bragging about being in bed with my wife. I thought it publicly for a year and a half. I've been dragged, and how she's not my wife. She don't have her last name. And now he texting me, talking and bragging about how he's in bed with my wife. And I'm like, well, who's watching my children if he's texting me bragging about being in bed with my wife? And I thought this wasn't my wife no more legally, since I got I got the lawyer to finally finish the divorce. Because every time I finish the show, the Free Hoover show, the next day she dropping her last night. Every time I do something positive, it's some negative that's coming. I go and get the laptop from Ray J. Then she joking about divorce. I go and get the lawyer, change the lawyer so we can finally do the divorce. And then somehow I'm the one that's the stalker. God, I just need to protect you protect the children. I know our nannies, some of them are Christian. You touch them, please, God, today, and have them bring my children to Sunday service this morning. The devil ain't gonna win.
Okay, I could understand if he wants to take the kids to church, and if she's blocking him from doing that, if it might be a thing that he wants to raise the kids in Christ, I'm totally for that one and everything. But if you're doing it in a way of controlling to try to hurt her, or you're doing it from your heart as a Christian, and you like, hey, I want my kids to be raised in the church. I want them to find God and everything. I can understand, but we just don't know what is your real motive of it. I will resume.
You get what I'm saying? This is gaslighting. Kim gets black people out of prison. You know who puts black people in prison? The person that the boyfriend has a tattoo of, Hillary. You understand the setup right here? You understand the narrative right here? God, please, in your son's name, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, please make sure my kids come to Sunday service. Please Amen.
Like I said, it's I believe the children should be raised in the church house. That's just me, how I feel. Everybody's different, and I can understand, I can respect what he's saying, but is this really your whole intention? Is this what it's all about, or do you have another agenda? Or maybe Kim could be being spiteful. She knows, like maybe she know that could be a way to gaslight him, trigger him, knowing if I can hurt him, not letting the kids go to church, that's going to piss him off. Could be. People do play games. I don't know. But it's just more things I'm seeing that's coming from you. And, people want to, say, well, Kim is this, Kim is that, and everything. I understand. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get it wrong now. I don't have no pom-poms from Kim. I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan. Never have, never will be. But the point I'm just trying to say is, remember, before all that stuff that she was doing, she wasn't married. I mean, well, she was married 2 times, 3 times before. No story, but she didn't have children. And when people usually have children, they change their ways. Well, hopefully not everybody, but they usually change their ways. They don't do the stuff that they did before. Think about, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, that who has children. Are you the same person before you had children? Or even if you don't have children, might have nieces and nephews. You see things differently. You do things differently. You might have been a party person out there all the time drinking and partying, but when you had kids, you're like, whoa, gotta slow down. Can't do that. You don't do that no more. So, and I really was rooting for their marriage, because I thought that was just like they both finally found true love. She been through her crap with men, he been through his crap with women, and they love each other. They're having all these kids, making a big family. I thought it was just totally awesome. Then they breaking up. I'm like, oh well, they breaking up. This is sad. I was hoping not. But everyone's like, oh, I think the marriage gonna work. I'm glad they breaking up. Why are people so glad about people breaking up? I don't understand that. But that's another story. But it's just sad to hear that it's getting kind of ugly. And like I said, my opinion, this is not going to go too well. All right, Jack, you want to share your thoughts on this one? Anybody else want to share thoughts? I will do a
Yeah, I mean, it is getting out of hand. I'm not going to lie. It is getting out of hand. But I will say this. This is no different than any other ordinary marriage. The difference is you got a lens and you got a microphone. I mean, it happens, unfortunately, and it's not good. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not taking each side, but these type of things happen. It gets ugly. Especially when it comes to dealing with the children. Oh man, it gets real nasty. Now the children become pawns on the chessboard. But I mean, hopefully it gets resolved eventually peacefully. I hope it doesn't go left. Hope it doesn't go violent or somebody gets arrested or something like that. I mean, it'll be insane. It'll be a nightmare. But I mean,
everybody vote.
I mean, I just hope they can just eventually come to some type of decency instead of this foolishness that's being put out here. It's a sideshow, and it could be a charade. The whole thing could be a whole gig, whole setup.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, it could be all for ratings and reality shows and albums. I mean, it could be that too. The only ones being affected is the children. They ain't asked to be born. Especially using surrogates.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about good old Chris Brown. Hold a second, let me get Chris Brown up here. All right, and that will be the end. We're gonna talk about Chris Brown. Jack, you want to share the update with Chris Brown? Because the latest was about him. Rape allegation.
Well, the text messages prove that she was lying, and then the attorneys for her decide to leave her because they don't have a case.
Oh.
So now Now the question is, will she be arrested for making a false report? That should be the next thing. You just don't do stuff like that, especially if you can't get your way. If you can't get your way, okay, so be it. Go cry a river. Life isn't fair. No one owes you anything.
Mm-hmm.
World doesn't even owe you understanding. So the text messages prove, even the voice audio prove that he did not commit rape, like many people alleged. And so now, it's being dropped. So the thing is this, that the question is, will she be charged with committing a false report and facing prosecution? That'll be the next question. And I think they should go forward with that. I'll pursue it very aggressively. So.
Well, understandable, because that's a serious allegation to put onto someone, and I can totally understand that. And it's really sad when when women out here lie about a man who's raped them or touched them in any kind of way, because we have some real victims out here. There's a lot of women that has been raped and been sexually abused, and
they don't have voice.
Yeah,
because the false accusers are drowning out the real victims.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brian Banks is a prime example. He was supposed to go to the NFL at high school, but he got falsely accused and got sentenced to 10 years in prison. Ended up doing 6 years until she confessed that she made it up.
Wow. Well, we'll see how this all pan out. But I wonder about the other one. Oh my gosh, what's the other guy that I was talking about the other day? Oh, what's his name? Trayson. There was something that
I can't say anything about that. I mean, so far it's still pending.
There was something else that came out with Trayson. I was gonna bring it to you, but I forgot to get a chance to pull it up. But something else came out with him. I don't know. So I'm not gonna sit here and make up stories. We don't want to be lying. Okay, so everybody please vote. I only see 2 votes. I guess nobody feel like voting. Okay. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We wrapped up everything. I want to get into all these different topics. And I hope Wes and Kim, this will stop so it won't get ugly. And the crap that's going on in New York is just crazy. Everybody just be careful. And ladies and gentlemen, be careful who you lay down with. Be careful who you choose to be a partner. Next thing you know, they'll be the ones who's going to be the end of your life. Just be careful, and be careful who you meet online. And I know one thing I always say on my channel is, you can have crazy people that's offline. Everybody says, oh, don't do online dating. You're going to get caught up with a monster. Well, explain the people that get caught up with monsters that didn't meet them online. You can meet a crazy person at your local church, at your local supermarket, or, wherever you go, at the gym, whatever, at your work. It is what it is. But whatever you do, just be careful. Most important is, date smart, not thirsty. Be aware. When you have that gut feeling that's telling you something is off, listen to it. If you have several friends that's telling you the same thing, now don't get me wrong, because you have some friends that will tell you stuff, and they just say that because they don't have nobody. They're jealous because you have an awesome relationship. They're just jealous. Jealousy is something. I know, especially women, they're good for that one. You know what I mean? So, but if they all saying the same thing, that's something negative about the person, and they give you a warning sign, listen to it. Your family, they telling you something, listen to it. Don't wait until later. Because sometimes people see things from the outside better than we do from the inside. So take heed to it. So date smart, not thirsty. Be careful who you date. And that's all I have to say for tonight. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for engaging. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry for starting off late. And stay tuned for some more of my commentary. Jack, you have anything to say before I wrap this up? Well,
I'm done.
All right. And thank you, Jack, for being an awesome co-host like always. And thank you. And everybody, they have themselves a blessed night and a safe night. And when you're done, hey, leave some comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And Angel, hugs and kisses to you. Bye.